You know, I hate beating a dead horse. I've been beating this dead horse for the last few days now that Donald Trump has won the presidency. And I'm going back looking. I was looking at some videos today, and it may have been Mark Dice that put him back up today. And it's showing all of the media, all of these morning shows, you name it. Just they had the President Obama himself. What do you think it'd be like to basically hand off the presidency to the White House to Republican Donald Trump? Would that ever be a possibility? And Obama says, well, maybe on a Saturday Night Live skit. In that world, yeah, it could happen. And the guy's taking it now. And now we have Obama his trade deals are dead. White House abandons Trans-Pacific Partnership, that trade deal, as EU or European Union halts trade talks after Trump victory. It appears the entire Obama trade farce is collapsing under the weight of its secretary and corporatocracy in the immediate aftermath of Trump's triumph. First this morning, Bloomberg reported that EU Trade Commissioner Cecilia Malmstrom said EU-US negotiations on a free trade agreement are on hold. And now the Wall Street Journal reports that the Obama administration on Friday gave up all hope of enacting its sweeping Pacific trade agreement, denting American prestige in the regions at a time when China is flexing its economic and military muscle. Just days after Donald Trump won the election, all of Washington's major trade deals are dead or in the process of dying. The TTIP, remember that, TTIP? Trump lashed out at market opening initiatives such as the planned Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership, or TTIP, during his successful campaign to succeed U.S. President Barack Obama. Trump, the Republican Party's candidate, defeated Hillary Clinton on the November 8th election. Quote, with the new president-elect, we don't really know what will happen, Malmstrom told reporters on Friday in Brussels. There is strong reason to believe that there will be a pause in TTIP, that this might not be the biggest priority for the new administration. You could say that again. And if you just Google the words Donald Trump and Vaxxed, VAXXED, which is that documentary that has the CDC whistleblower. He was one of the top 5 people. I've already mentioned this numerous times, but I'm going to do it again. And said we had the research, the science that absolutely proved there is a link between the MMR vaccine and autism. And it's especially so for black children, even more so. So I just searched for that, and there is a tweet from Donald Trump. This was back in September 2014. So guess what? This was before the whistleblower came out. And they had that information. Although, I think, let me take that back. The guy did mention it. But now that the documentary has come out, which was in 2015, technically, I think, they play the tape, the audio of him telling you right over the phone. That is what I got to say. So, Donald Trump says her son was over-vaccinated. It's a tweet. Her son was over-vaccinated. Terrible. Some guy, Raphael Bernal, are you actively trying to create a pandemic? The autism MMR correlation was proven a fraud decades ago. And who proves these things are fraud? The club. Why did the head, after this guy blew the whistle, the head of the CDC woman, that woman, I don't remember her name, has gone on to work for the big pharmaceutical company that creates those things? Well, what's the chances of that? In America, chances are very good because that's how we roll. Fraud and corruption is the name of the game at the top. That's all they're concerned with. Get me to my next place. So it's now the 12th which you'll be seeing this on the 13th, Sunday, November 2016. It is 10:06 p.m. Eastern Time. And that means since the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, last 4 days now, I've had the same feeling that I had since the day I found out, oh my God, he won. He's not supposed to win. The club said he won't win. George Soros said, which is the only one, he will win. Essentially the popular vote, the electoral, or the delegates, whatever, vote. But the electoral vote, as he explains George Soros in the interview, which I did in my last video, we're going to put, in other words, we're going to throw a bunch of money, and he was careful with the words he chose, media campaigns and advertising, to put in front of those delegates, those electoral college, so that they can vote Hillary. He said it. I showed you the video. This is the same guy that's bussing around everybody who's rioting right now. And they're getting paid. Just like they were when Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump were both campaigning. Trump's on his way to Chicago. People are out of control over there. He had to cancel. Thanks to the Veritas videos, undercover videos, we know the Democratic Party and their little offshoots and nonprofit entity, whatever, there's a few of them. Democrats of America, whatever. They caused those riots. I mean, is there not laws on the books? Number one, inciting a riot. Number two, interfering with an election of something. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be something makes that a serious crime. When two parties are trying to win and one is causing riots at another one. I mean, well, it's not a little crazy here, but I'm pretty sure there's probably a law in the books that deals with that. Like you can't do that. Nothing has happened. So my same gut feeling has not gone away. It doesn't mean anything. I'm not some kind of psychic. Don't have, Jesus or God or any other religious figure whispering to me, coming to me in my dream. No. Just have a gut feeling. I'm looking back at the last 11 years of my life, the waking up that I have done. When I look back at where I was and who I was back then to now, oh my God, Sheepleville, President, Jason 4, circa 2005. Not anymore, okay? I was as sheep as anybody else. I'd have been right there with them in the herd and not even being able to recognize I was in the herd. No, we're just a bunch of people walking, that's all. So, I don't know how many more times I'm going to have to say this, but December 19th is a little over a month away, so I might have to say this a few times because it's going to come out. I think they will try to pull some shenanigans because here's the thing. The Electoral College, when they go in their respective states to go cast that vote on the 19th, no later than the 19th, and the governor of each state has to sign off on it, these people, I've been reading about this over the last few days, these people cast their votes essentially anonymously, just like you and I do. We walk up to the voting booth. No one's standing over my shoulder. No one knows who the hell I voted for. I circle these little things. Here you go. Put it in the machine. Have a nice day. Some of you other people, you had the electronic machine that you actually press the, touch screen, but no one's standing over you. It's in a hidden center area too, so no one knows who you voted for, right? So when the Electoral College goes to vote, if any of them, and they don't need, by the way, they don't need a whole lot. They only need enough to get the vote count back down to, the delegate count back down to below 270.
Yeah, at least 20.
So, was that about 20 they need or so?
Maybe a little bit more, between 20 and 30.
Between 20 and 30. I mean, that's no small feat. I mean, 1 or 2, 3, you could see some people maybe swaying. But 20 or 30, that's a big shot. However, all the government essentially has to do is say, since we got all these anonymous electoral votes in like we always do, I'm sorry to announce something incredible has happened today, ladies and gentlemen. The Electoral College has put Hillary Clinton into office. We don't know what's happening right now. Who switched? No, we don't know. It's anonymous. And you'll never be able to find out who it was that cast those votes, which also means, how do we even trust that they told us the truth anyways? Because what if the Electoral College votes exactly how they're supposed to? 307, Donald Trump, to 35, whatever she was at, Hillary Clinton. And then they announce, oh, here we got the tally today. Remember the old saying? It's not he who casts the votes that counts. It's he who counts the votes that counts, or that matters. And when they tally them all up, who's to stop them? Who's to stop them from saying, we've seen something here today, ladies and gentlemen, we've never seen before. 25 or whatever it is, whatever the magic numbers, delegates have actually switched. They must have grown a conscience and could not elect Donald Trump, and they're going to vote Hillary Clinton. Because that's all I'm hearing right now from these little Twinkies, from these millennials out there rioting and butthurt, crying on TV, the far left liberals. They need to vote with their conscience. I read you the article from Huffington Post. These people need to vote with their constitutional rights. And when the Constitution was founded with these electoral college, the reason they put it in place was for an example just like here right now, to not allow Donald Trump to win, to take your conscience and vote the other way. They are pushing this massively. And what is at stake? Oh, I don't know. As I said, the last 150, 200 years worth of stuff that the club has put in place. All the laws they removed that they needed to remove. All the laws that they added. All the little backroom, subsection C of the law that states, well, if you're considered this, then you don't have to pay that tax. And by chance, these multinational corporations are considered that, so they don't have to pay the tax. But you and I, we've got to pay that tax. You're talking about all these appointed positions we never, ever, ever vote in. Federal court judges. The Supreme Court, the president gets to pick that, right? And imagine if Hillary Clinton takes over. They screw us out of the Electoral College. She takes over. We're back at square one again. She's going to select, she's going to select essentially a liberal type of a judge. And now you're going to have all of the stuff that they've struggled with over the decades and decades and decades that the club just could not get past through the Supreme Court. 5-4 ruling. 5-4 ruling. Damn it. Damn those damn judges. We got 9 of them. Double damn. We need to get one of them to flip. Well, their conservative judge is not going to happen. Damn it. What can we do? Justice Scalia. I don't feel well tonight, ladies and gentlemen, at this party. I'm going to retire early, take a nap. Didn't wake up, had a heart attack. Judge decides, without even seeking the family's opinion or asking them, another judge decided we will not be doing an autopsy on this guy. He died of a heart attack. He's an older guy. He wasn't that damn old, but that's what they decided. You don't get to see what happened. Just trust us. Now it's 4-4, which means it goes back down to the next highest court's ruling and it has to stay. But that ain't good enough. They need the Supreme Court, because if they can get something in front of the Supreme Court, and the club will get anything they want for the Supreme Court. They don't have to mess with the local county judge, the federal state, whatever state you're in, federal judge there. No. We'll take it right to the Supreme Court, and no other lower level court will be able to do anything about this. And we just got the results in, ladies and gentlemen. You're concerned about your privacy? Yeah, listen, they just ruled 5-4. No more privacy. Oh, weapons carrying? Yeah, listen, their definition of a militia is the military and or National Guard, not you citizens. 5-4 ruling, no longer allowed to have guns. Unless you're inside your house, that's it. There's so much at stake. All of this globalization that's been moving forward, especially under Barack Obama, all these deals are trying to do globally, again, these trade deals and whatnot. Trump is adamantly against that. The club, again, FBI, the head of the FBI, the head of the CIA, the head of the Justice Department, the supreme law of the land. The guy that's like Eric Holder and Loretta Lynch, who met with Bill Clinton on the back of a plane, and we just talked about our grandkids. Right. And I'm not going to bring any charges unless the FBI suggests I do so. And what does the top appointed, not elected, appointed FBI head do? She massively broke the law. Yeah, this is terrible. We don't think she intentionally did it, though, so there's no intent. we're just going to recommend not bringing any charges. Okay? So you're talking the top power structure that can clean house, the Justice Department and FBI, especially the Justice Department, because you can screw the FBI. The Justice Department can go in and raid any FBI who's been found to be corrupted, backroom deals, whatever. But the FBI can't really do that opposite. You can't go and arrest your boss who has the legal authority to say, we're not bringing charges. So if we're not going to bring charges, don't go arrest anybody. I've already been through this. So all Trump has to do is go in there. I'm replacing Miss Loretta Lynch effective immediately. I've got this guy in mind. Now, number one, that's going to be a problem because it has to be approved by a Senate committee or whatever the hell it is. And we might find out, yeah, we don't approve Mr. Trump, or excuse me, President Trump. The committee don't approve of that one. Send us another one. Oh, okay. I've got a list of 20. Next one. Yeah, listen, Mr. Trump, the committee has spoken. Don't want that one either. Bring us another one. Third guy. Committee has spoken. Not a good choice either. Right, so he's got a massive uphill battle. Not necessarily impossible, but you're the club. You know who this guy is. You tried everything in the world to stop him from getting the Republican nomination to start with, and he got it. You tried to put up media on overload, fake polls, all the nonsense. He destroyed you and won. He is now the president. He's fixing to be the president. But there's only one, and literally only one opportunity right now for the club to strike back and not have Donald Trump walk into that White House. There's only one. Well, I mean, you could count two, JFK assassination, but I don't think the club wants to go down that route because they already know the people have woken up, considering how they used to be. They're not going to sit and watch another JFK happen. That's not going to happen. But if they allow the Electoral College, either by bribes, money, whatever reasoning, they fake it. Oh, well, they switched. Hillary's the president. Who are you? Let's say you're so pissed off. You're ready to kill these people. These delegates, you Electoral College, I'm ready to kill the ones that flip-flopped. There's 538 of you or whatever, right? And you just lost your mind. You're ready to kill somebody. Who are you going to kill? Do you know where every single one of them lives? No. Some of them are published. But in good conscience, are you going to go kill these people? That you don't know if they flip-flopped or not because it's anonymous. You don't know how they voted. You can't yell at the Hillary supporters. It wasn't their fault. Hillary lost fair and square. Donald Trump lost fair and square. You might argue and say, well, it is their fault. They convinced these people to flip-flop. How do you know? You don't know. How do you know the likes of George Soros with some huge money wasn't throwing out these people to flip-flop their vote? How do you know? You don't, and you won't be able to find out. All you're going to know is if that happens, it was because of them, clearly, the Electoral College. You don't know who did it. And the federal government will not even kind of try to say, well, that was wrong. We need to flip-flop. No. You're going to hear Barack Obama come out with a shit-eating grin smile, along with Hillary Clinton and the rest of them. This is our nation of laws. We are a nation of laws. This has been the way it is for the last 200-something years. People were upset that Donald Trump lost the popular vote. Hillary won the popular vote, and they didn't get their president because of the delegate system, and Donald still won. We dealt with it. It is what it is. And now this is what it is. You're going to have to deal with that. This is a nation of laws, and yada, yada, yada. And he will no longer, from that day forward, be getting any top secret information like he is right now, these briefings and whatnot he's getting. Those days will be over instantly. I can tell you, as I've said a bunch of times, what history says should happen. And that's why I'm talking like this. Because the way I'm telling you this kind of crap, this is what history says. It's like a dinner bell about to ring. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, I wonder what I've heard that ding, ding, ding 400 times. Says the cows. Time to go eat. Mama hits a little ring-a-ding thing, and that means it's, we know to come running over there because the hay's there and the food and water and everything's there. Let's go. And the cows come running in. They've done it 400 times. They know exactly what to do. That's history. Historically, right? History says we ring this bell, this little thing, whatever the hell that thing's called, the little triangle deal that you see at the cattle ranches. Come and get it. Ding, 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 ding. That's history. So when I see that 400 times, for example, and now it's 401, am I an idiot for saying, well, this time's different? This time's different. It's not going to go that way because I'll make up something, whatever reason. Religious reason, psychic reason, I don't even know, whatever reason. And I'm saying, wait a minute, guys, I'm trying to be the guy just to don't get too excited yet. Just, back off a little bit because you're going to be crushed if this happens. And you're going to be furious. And I will be too. So, remember the other day, I'm telling you, I'm like looking at all these left-leaning liberals, these millennials, the LGBTs on there. Oh my God, I can't believe what. And I said, I think I've added 10 years to my life. Is that wrong? Seeing these people's misery has fed me 10 years of extra life. Because they don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't know what they almost just got. And were saved by the likes of Donald Trump. However, could you imagine the delegates flip-flop and then all the people who were crying, the left liberals, all of them, are in an uproar of massive joy and we're so super excited. Speaking of the Electoral College stuff, we were just kidding. You can keep that. We don't want to take that down now. Why not? What about you guys were complaining about the delegates too? The Electoral College, you complained about all that. You just said it should be popular vote only and that's it. So what about the Electoral College? They just flip-flopped and gave your candidate the win. Now we're okay? We're cool? Oh, yeah, fine. We're super happy, super excited. Democracy for the win. I'm telling you, my whole body is just saying, this can't be so. History says it can't be so. And until he walks into that White House and actually does something and is not JFK'd, I think history's still going to rear its ugly face. I think. I'm not 100% sure on this. Absolutely not. But why would these people, don't you understand what these people know is probably going to happen to them? We've been looking the other way. We've been letting our club members get out of jail for free. We've been making backroom deals. You had these top FBI guys giving to the Clinton Foundation, the Clinton Foundation giving back to these people. Everybody's making money. And they're doing it illegally. Massive conflicts of interest. These people should be in prison. And they know it. That's why Huma Abedin, I saw her walking down the street yesterday or the day before in tears. Had her glasses on, couldn't hide it though. She was in tears. No, she's not crying just because her beloved Hillary lost. She's crying because she knows Donald Trump knows everything that we've been doing. And yes, she is part of the royal Saudi family. She has ties to them, by the way. He knows exactly what's been going on. We've been denying it in the media. Doesn't matter. He knows. And if he's the one in charge, it doesn't matter what the media says. It matters what he thinks and what he does. And she's breaking down crying. That's why. But if history's on her side, and it should be, because that's the way it's going, Hillary could steal it. I will be shocked that 25 to 30 needed delegates actually would flip-flop and go to her and have her win. Or at the very least, bring them back down below 270 and then let the Congress decide. I don't think they're going to do that. If they're going to do this, they're not going to put it on Congress because now their lives are in danger. Because we're all going to be saying, Congress, you know how to vote. The people have spoken. Donald Trump got it. The electoral flip-flopped. You're going to do the right thing. And if they don't do the right thing, that puts their lives in danger, right? Because there should be people who flip out. But if you just leave it in the Electoral College hands and say, we don't want to go below 270. We want you to bring Hillary Clinton up to 270 and bring Donald Trump back down so she can win. And nobody will know which delegates flip-flop. That's the beauty of this. Nobody will know who flip-flopped. Who you could be mad at. Who you going to want to go kill. Oh, my God. Because there's going to be some people wanting to kill. People are going to want blood. You kidding? Stealing this? The guy who's not supposed to have won. The guy who appears to be massively for the people. I read you his 100-day plan. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Ron Paul comes out. Remember Congressman Ron Paul? He's warning Trump. Beware of the shadow government is what he told him. Set it up, live. Beware of the shadow government. What does that mean? I thought shadow government was conspiracy talk. It was prior to these WikiLeaks and things coming out, and which led to the certain investigations, and the FBI had some information posted on their website, which I showed you from the FBI website, in which the conversation between the FBI and whoever the hell they were talking to said, when Congress asked for information, documents, as well as Freedom of Information Act, what do we provide them and what do we not provide them? Now, naturally, you would be telling yourself, what kind of conversation is that? You're going to be providing them everything. You're not going to pick and choose. You're going to provide them what they ask for. No. We are going to have to ask the 7th floor group what to provide, also known as the shadow government. The 7th floor group, also known as the shadow government. It was in the FBI document. Shadow government. That was conspiracy talk. It always has been. There's not a secret government within the government that decides things. Oh, I guess there is. And Congressman Ron Paul has warned Donald Trump, be very careful. Watch the shadow government. So, does the shadow government want the likes of Donald Trump stepping into office? Not a chance in hell. But they can only get rid of him through the Electoral College. It's their last chance. And if that fails, then you know the absolute answer. If they really got to get rid of this guy, they're going to kill him. They'll do what they have done throughout history. We've never seen an Electoral College upset where 25, 30 have to flip-flop in the entire history of the United States of America. So that would be unprecedented. What we do see is the assassination of presidents throughout history. Not a lot, but it has happened. And we get a good guy like John F. Kennedy in there, man, kill him. Ronald Reagan, not that he was the greatest, but George Bush wanted to be the president, Papa Bush. He couldn't. They literally forced Reagan to take Bush with him. And I was reading stuff where Reagan was talking to people saying, I don't like this guy. I don't like him. I don't want him around me. I don't like him. Talking about Papa Bush. And what happens? John Hinckley Jr., whatever the hell his name is, tries to kill Reagan, which would have left who in charge? Papa Bush. And that family is actually related and friends to the Bushes. They were supposed to meet a week after the assassination of Ronald Reagan, either that weekend or the next weekend coming up. No one, again, this is 1980s, so no, there was no internet, couldn't look this stuff up. But it's there. You can go research this right now. This isn't just like some stupid website blog that said this and it's the truth all of a sudden. You will see the connections. These are two oil families. And now that guy who spent all this time in prison, and then he was released with like an ankle bracelet and all that. Now he's been released as of last year, late last year. Completely free man. We're not going to follow him around anymore. He can go where he wants to go. I thought to myself, oh, here we go. Timing. The timing of this is extremely interesting to me. Can you imagine if Donald Trump makes it, this weirdo whack job ends up killing him? The guy's been rotting in prison all these years. They got him to try to shoot Reagan. They couldn't get him to do it again now all of a sudden? I mean, I don't even like talking like that because I don't want to even think about Donald Trump being assassinated. Then I also have one, I'll leave you with this too. Remember the prophetess lady who went by the name of Baba Vanga? She had an 80-something% accuracy of her predictions. She died in 1996. She's had quite a few. Many, of course, were correct. They were logged. They were documented. Nobody is out, skeptics and all, were disputing that. Oh, that's not true. That's not. Nope. Everybody completely accept that story. And one of her final things was the 44th president of the United States of America will be a black man. And he will be the last president of the United States. I thought that was very interesting because two reasons. They want to give this to Hillary, right? They can't give it to Hillary if he's the last one. If this prophecy is right, doesn't make sense. They need an event to happen. You know, like Chicago getting attacked, just like they did on 9/11. I've given you my theories in the past about why Chicago would be the one they'd want to hit. CME Group, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, the paper, unbacked, made out of thin air, futures contracts, sets the price of oil, gold, silver, etc. You got the Willis Tower, or whatever the hell it's called now. Or Sears Tower, now it's the Willis Tower. And I watched a little movie today, 9 Lives. The guy becomes a cat, kind of a comedy. And I don't want to go there with the super duper conspiracy stuff, but there was some interesting stuff. It did take place in Chicago. There's this big tall building, and they're shooting fireworks out, and it reminded me of 9/11 when the floors were blowing out. Before the building was falling, you'd see like the charges like going off and blowing out. But these were fireworks coming out of this giant, very tall, the tallest tower in all the land. And they had a competitor that's trying to get it 16 feet higher than them. So they're like, no, we're going to add to our building and whatever. It was in Chicago. There's a couple little hidden things in there. I thought maybe the club was trying to throw in our face like they like to do in the movies, but I'm not going to go there really. I just want to throw that out there in case anyone happened to see that and was thinking the same thing, you know. We got John Kerry going to the South Pole. I heard that the Obamas are going to be in a South American country in the near future, and it'd be a good time for the club to strike back, if you know what I mean. Blame it on the terrorists, blame it on ISIS, blame it on the refugees that came in, that they, of course, forced to come in to our country, just like they did in the EU. All those countries forcing these people in, and now terror attacks are happening all over the place. Is that incredible? Is that coincidence? The people don't want these immigrants coming in because we know where they're coming from. Oh, no, they're just women and children. And then we see these massive lines of fighting age men coming in. Excuse me, I thought you said women and children. Oh, that's right, I forgot. You always use that whenever you want to tug on our heartstrings. Women and children are attacked by the Saudis who gassed them. Saddam Hussein gassed women and children. Libya's Gaddafi's gassing women and children. It never fails. It never fails. So you have a big terror event, like or worse. It'd have to be worse than 9/11. Because remember, 9/11 didn't stop any elections, didn't stop anything from happening. So this would have to be worse for them to stop, which the election is done. But if the electoral flip-flops, or before we even get to the electoral college vote, a terror attack hits, and it somehow prohibits them from casting their vote, you know what I mean? Something, we got to pause it for a little while, just trying to think of some reasons. Because they cannot have him walk into that White House. There's under no circumstances, I've been saying this since last year, I've never changed what I thought. They cannot allow this man to walk in. The only way he can walk in is if he was a club member. But the way they treated this man, the dirty tricks that had to come out, there's not a chance in hell he's part of that club. Which means they have to deal with him. So, that's my 2 cents for like the 4th time. Just want to bring a few things to your attention. We have a month and a few days until the 19th of December. We can only hope that everything goes smooth and these bastards don't try something. But when they're left with the other alternative, we're going to possibly be in prison if this guy gets into the White House. And there's a whole lot of us in on all this stuff. We can't allow him to get in there. Under any circumstance, we can't allow him to get in. What are they going to do? That's the question. So rather than me give you suggestions as to what I think they might do, I'm asking, what are they going to do? We're going to probably find out. They can't let him in. They cannot let him in. and I saw him win, and I didn't even want to pick up my phone at 4:30 in the morning. I'm like, I'm awake. Do I really want to see this? Because I already know she won. I don't want to see this crap. It's going to piss me off. I'm not going to be able to go back to bed. And then I sat there and couldn't go back to bed anyways because now it was killing me to know. Go get my stupid phone, flip it on. Oh my God, he won. That's just one site. Let me verify. Another site. Donald Trump is the 45th president. Oh my God. I'm sitting there, Evelyn. He won. He won. He won. Not just by a little bit. He easily won. Oh my God. I hope they give this man a chance. You and I want him to be, because we know he could very well make America great again. All these trade deals, they're falling apart now because they say, oh, we might as well put that on hold. He won. We know what he's going to do. No need to waste money and time. Stop it. It's on hold right now. So I'd like to be positive and say he's going to walk in. But let me ask you a question. Did 9/11 happen? Yes, it did. And you know how I feel, and I think a lot of people now feel this way. That wasn't what we were told, what really happened. Okay, we know buildings don't fall straight down from their own weight, pancaking, and have the ability to hit the ground at the same time, if you timed it, and dropped a big brick off the side of the building, free air, free fall through air. You can't have the structure from top to bottom hit the bottom at the same time. There's too much stuff that has to hit and smash and come down. Each time that happens, you're slowing the fall. And they've calculated it fell at free fall speed, which means whatever's coming below the stuff falling must give way first, so that the stuff falling from the top can't hit it on its way down. That's what that means. You can't argue with physics, with math. And speaking of math, I realized the other day, I saw some of your comments talking about the property taxes raising 130%, and I'm calculating 30%, not 100. Oh yeah, your $1,000 a month is going to go, or $1,000 a year is going to be, or no, it's the $2,000 a year is going to go to $2,600. No, that's 30% property tax increase. To deal with those pensions. 130% would be twice that plus 30%. So that would hurt very badly. So yeah, as much as I'm actually pretty good at math, developing and stuff, that one slipped by me. Yeah, I got caught. 30%, no, 130%, big difference. Sorry about that. So hope, pray, do what you want that this man walks in and gets to clean house and gets to make America great again and fix all these freaking rotten problems we have here. Because as I said, if this flip-flops the other way, I'm cracking open the John Teeter story again. I'm going to read that whole or just repost the damn things, parts 1 through 4 again. Don't need to read them to you again. I'll just repost my 4 videos again. And I'm moving to Omaha, Nebraska. That's how that's going to go. Should he not walk into the White House January 20th. Doesn't mean I'll move immediately, but plans will immediately commence as far as preparation goes. Save up some more money as fast as possible. Get my crap in order. Yes, we're signing a one more year lease in this house, which I just got the paperwork today, which is from January to January, which would mean 2018 January. I'll be out of here. And I'm telling you, that's probably where I'm going to go. Only because what Mr. John Teeter said happens to an election. Civil war stems from it because people got screwed out of an election. A problem with the election occurred. He never elaborated on what. He would not tell us what. But did refer to that last president as he/she only being concerned with keeping the status quo going. Of all the presidents we've had, Hillary Clinton, considering she's been in politics for 30 plus years, is the biggest status quo person out there. So that's who he's talking about, in my opinion, when he says he/she. Done talking? Take care.